Hey there everyone, welcome to the finals between Warkage and Lalasong, the finals of the Southeast Asia Legends Tournament number 12. The winner of this best of 5 will be taking home the grand prize, and the runner-up will be taking also a prize home, but a little bit less. So let's take a look at the classes here. Warkage playing with Mage, Lalasong playing with Druid, and Warkage has, let's see, Warlock and Hunter as his other two classes, and Lalasong, let's take a look at what he has, Druid, Hunter, and Warlock as his classes. So it looks like Warkage is playing the pretty much standard mech mage here. Lalasong playing the ramp up Druid here. No secrets for Warkage, so that Kazan Mystic in Lalasong's hand is not going to do too much right now. Lalasong really needs to take care of Warkage's ramping up though, and especially now that he has a mech warper in his hand, Warkage is definitely going to be abusing that one as much as possible. So swipe in his hand probably should be saved as far as I can see right now. Probably just wants to shapeshift and attack into the Neotron, make sure that it dies off, or use the Raft, get to draw a card at the very least, and use swipe on the very next turn. Innervate being drawn from that one. And Spider Tank still surviving. Let's take a look at what Warkage has here. A Mech Warper and a Snow Chugger and some other good stuff here. So Mech Warper, definitely a good target to use that Finicky Cloak Field on, as it will dodge the swipe, which is pretty much Lalasong's only response to whatever Warkage might be throwing out right there. So Warkage probably wants to use Mech Warper and then use the reduced mana cost to summon a Snow Chugger, and then use that Finicky Cloak Field onto that Mech Warper to make sure that the Pilot Shredder has a cheaper mana cost for next turn as well. Meanwhile, Lalasong sitting at 4 mana for next turn is probably just going to drop that Kazan Mystic realistically. Pilot Shredder going to be the drop for Lalasong though. And with double Innervate, actually Innervate Force of Nature might be a decent choice for Lalasong at this point. But it looks like he is going for the swipe. And Lalasong actually now facing off against a Knife Juggler, not the best card for him to face off against, especially since Mech Mage does have a tendency to just like dump all their minions out on the field. So Spider Tank, Snow Chugger, everything now being dropped, and Lalasong now pretty much forced to do something here. Kazan Mystic being hovered over, but looks like Azure Drake is going to be the card of choice here, just to get some extra spell damage going to, and an extra card there, which is going to be the Zombie Chow. Double Innervate still on the board here, but not really too much that Lalasong can do right now. Warkage having a Goblin Blast Mage can do 4 damage randomly. It's probably going to split 2-2, or it's just going to do 3-1 with that Azure Drake still standing at 4-2. Snow Chugger is being traded off with it, or the Mech Warper is going to be traded off with it, making sure that Lalasong can't attack. Finicky Cloak Field not being able to be used, but Lalasong conceding. Can't really do too much apparently. Well played comes out. And it seems like Warkage will win the first game of this best of 5, but we will be moving on towards the next game as fast as possible. Remember, this is Conquest mode, so Warkage is not allowed to use Mech Mage anymore, or Mage in general, and we're going to see what he plays next in just a second.
Versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin. Your soul shall be mine.
Hey there everyone, welcome back. This is game 2 between Lalasong and Warkage. Seems like we have a zoo matchup going on here. Lalasong playing with Hunter and Warkage playing with Warlock. So that Leopard Gnome already being taken out fairly quickly, so Lalasong probably forced to play the Mad Scientist for his turn. Warkage sitting at 3 mana for his next turn, potentially with use of the coin, so he can bring out that Imp Gang boss fairly early, but it isn't likely to be taken out fairly quickly very soon, though, with that Abusive Sergeant now being pulled by Lalasong. So he can buff that one up with the Abusive Sergeant.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
And I feel that Lalasong could have played that a little bit differently, but does go for the aggressive plays here. Power Overwhelming being pulled by Warkage. Second Imp Gang boss dropping on the field. And Lalasong just going on the aggressive here. Does get a secret though. Let's see what it is. It is the Explosive Trap. So that's going to add a little bit of damage to that one as well. Does take care of the Abusive Sergeant as well. Lalasong keeps on attacking. Steady shot landing. Warkage now sitting at 17. And pretty much just baiting it out, really. Warkage doesn't have a Kazan Mystic in his hand, so how is he gonna play this one out? Because if he attacks with any of these minions, then they're all just gonna die. So Secret is gonna trigger 2 damage onto everything, and not including the imps that are gonna spawn right now. Though Twilight Drake dropping as well. 4/6 Drake out on the field. Kill command being put into Lalasong's hand, and Lalasong just on the aggressive here is just going to go for another 6 damage here. Warkage being dropped to 9, and I think that Lalasong might just have this one with another steady shot. He just needs to survive this as long as possible. The taunt not even going to matter at this point. 2 more turns and Lalasong will have this one if he has a beast in hand, which he does in form of the Haunted Creeper. Warkage dropping the Sludge Belcher, but honestly, unless Warkage can do something, and it's going to be hard pressed for that one, but has the anti-heal bot available for him, so he can heal himself up a little bit. But once Lalasong hits that 8 mana benchmark, another Explosive Trap is going to trigger, bumping him down to 5. Well, he can heal himself back up to 13. And now Lalasong in a bit of a sticky situation as he needs to keep on surviving, and hopefully his next card is going to be useful for him. It's going to be a Glaive Zuka, but other than that, it's not going to be too useful. Haunted Creeper coming out, might be forced to use those Haunted Creepers to take down other targets, but no, is going to go for a 5 and a 2. Is he going to survive next turn though? That is the question. Dark Bomb in his hand. Another anti-heal bot being pulled out by Warkage. Warkage just gonna go on the aggressive here. Let's see how much damage he has. 7, 10, 11 plus the 4 from Power Overwhelming is gonna go full on aggressor here, and looks like that is gonna be more than enough with the Dark Bomb dropping in. Warkage is gonna win the second game in this best of 5, making the score 2-0.
Lalasong versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine!
Hey there everyone, welcome back. Game 3 between Warkage and Lalasong. Warkage only one game away from taking the entire thing. Lalasong needs to win 3 games in a row, but he has the benefit. Since this is Conquest mode, he knows exactly what class Warkage is going to be playing. It is going to be Hunter, so let's see if Warkage can sneak in the victory here from this one. Doesn't have the best of hands though with the hand he has right now. Meanwhile, Lalasong has a little bit of a better hand here, so he can start things off with the Argent Squire. Warkage, again, nothing really in his hand. Can only coin Glaive Zuka if he really wanted to, but it's probably going to wait till turn 3 to do Animal Companion. But it looks like he is just going to go on the aggressive here. It's going to go straight for face, or not for face, just gonna attack the Argent Squire. That was a little bit anticlimactic, but regardless, 2 mana for Lalasong can now bring out the Nerubian Egg, or pretty much anything in his hand except for the Defender of Argus. Warkage now sitting at 28 steady shot, plus the attack from the Glaive Zuka coming in to kill off the Argent Squire, dropping Warkage to 27. Now Lalasong can start to become a little bit aggressive here with the Knife Juggler and the Abusive Sergeant coming in. 1 dagger landing into Warkage, but Warkage is slowly approaching that 4-5 mana benchmark, and is going to bring out the Eagle Horn Bow, and is kind of hurting himself all this time by just hammering away at his own health right here. Lalasong, sitting at 4 mana, can now start to play that Defender of Argus and kind of force Warkage to attack into him, but he's not really getting any card advantage coming into this one, because he's not drawing with his life tap, but he is doing a lot of damage onto Warkage. Does draw a second Eagle Horn Bow, and Warkage, he can only start playing defensively once he has 5 mana with that Sludge Belcher, unless he gets a Misha from this Animal Companion, but gets a Huffer instead, so no benefits from that one. Now Lalasong coming in with the Implosion is definitely going to take care of that Huffer. 3 imps spawning, so pretty much the average here from that one. Looks like Lalasong is pretty close to the victory here, though doesn't want to sacrifice his Nerubian Egg with the Power Overwhelming just yet. Wants to make sure he can actually run over something big that Warkage might just bring out, because Warkage is almost sitting at that 5 mana, so Sludge Belcher, very real possibility at this point, so doesn't want to overextend. Warkage with a Piloted Shredder is going to drop the Sludge Belcher, and Lalasong pretty happy that he did save that Power Overwhelming, as he can now buff up that Nerubian Egg to a good proportion here to a 5/7 if I'm not mistaken. Goes to draw for an Imp Gang boss. And Imp Gang Boss Power Overwhelming, probably the best choice for him right now, as I don't see him using any other cards, if he wants to finish it quickly, that is. Power Overwhelming, take care of the Sludge Belcher. Defender of Argus to attack into the slime, or sacrificing the Imp instead. Imp Gang Boss now being dropped as well. Warkage only sitting at 8 health. Is there anything that he can do at this point? What is top deck going to be? Is going to be a Mad Scientist, and that's not going to be enough. The Well Played comes out from Warkage. Lalasong also admitting that well played game, and Warkage not winning this one. Lalasong coming back into this score 2-1.
Rexa versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin. I will hunt you down.
Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game 4 between Warkage and Lalasong. Hunter versus Hunter, stand off. The Sack versus the Sack. Who is gonna hit face more? It is all gonna be decided in this game, but Lalasong needs to win this game if he wants to have a shot at winning this entire tournament. Warkage only needs the one game freezing trap being played by him, so Lalasong probably is gonna trigger that, has to trigger it one way or another, so Mad Science is going to be played first, but Lalasong first exploring the territory, freezing trap triggering, so that's going to be one expensive leper gnome to be played for 3 mana, but regardless, that means that explosive traps are still in the game. Harrison Jones being the card pulled by Warkage. Steady shot landing, so it's going to be 2 damage traded back and forth all the time. Lalasong with the Animal Companion is going to get a Misha, so no Huffer for quick 4 damage, but if that Misha keeps standing for the next turn, it's going to be very beneficial. But Warkage pretty much forced to use the Pile of the Shredder at this point. Can't really play too much else now. Lalasong probably going to dump a second Animal Companion, or he could just go for the Leper Gnome play here. Or he could silence with the Ironbeak Owl first. A lot of plays that Lalasong can do.
To my side.
Second Animal Companion coming out. That's a Leok being dropped, so that means the Mad Scientist can instantly kill off that Pile of Shredder. And Lalasong still has enough mana to use the Ironbeak Owl, but it's instead going to use the Steady Shot instead for a lot of damage. Lalasong inflicting a whole bunch, 28 health to 18. Warkage needs to pull something useful here. Does have a Houndmaster, so he can maybe do something here, but does kill off his Pile of the Shredder and does get an unstable Ghoul in response for that. Five more mana remaining. And Warkage definitely happy that he has a Taunter out on the field, but how long is it going to last? It's not a beast. And that Houndmaster, of course, only helping out for beasts. No weapons on either sides. Kill command going to be dropped fairly early, so that's something big dropped away. Secret is going to be put into play. That is going to be the explosive trap. Now Lalasong needs to find a way to get over that 3 health fairly easily. Doesn't really have a way right now unless he uses his own kill command. Ironbeak Owl going to be used in favor of that one, plus the Arcane Golem. Lalasong is on full-on aggression mode right now. 5 damage landing, another 2, only 11 health remaining for Warkage, who does pull into a Sludge Belcher, so he can start setting up defensively. That Ironbeak Owl gonna die as far as it goes now. And Warkage needs to play that Sludge Belcher if he wants to stay in this game. Steady Shot returns the fire. Lalasong now up, and as long as he has that kill command and that Steady Shot, he is gonna do just fine. Kill command could be able to take care of that Sludge Belcher. Little slime spawns in return. Steady shot plus the Arcane Golem is going to take care of a lot of the health remaining for Warkage. Only 4 health remaining. Is Lalasong going to pull this to a game 5? Sure, it looks like it with the way things have been going. Warkage is at a point where he can't even attack, otherwise the explosive trap is going to trigger that one. Iron Beak Owl gonna be dropped. Houndmaster gonna be dropped as well, turning it into a 4-3 taunter, but honestly, does it even matter? Warkage admitting defeat. The well played coming out. It looks like we are going to a game 5. Warkage conceding. Score now 2-2.
Rexxar versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Let the hunt begin. Job's done.
Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game 5 between Lalasong and Warkage, the finals of the Southeast Asia Legends Series number 12. The winner of this one is gonna be the winner of the entire thing, taking home the grand prize. Warkage needing to win with Hunter. Lalasong with an amazing comeback, 2-game comeback in this one. So now the face-off is happening. Lalasong hovering over his inner fate, so it looks like he wants to go inner fate, coin, piloted shredder, it seems. But he is hovering over spider tank as well, so it looks like he's gonna go for the spider tank play instead. Haunted Creeper gonna come out as well for Warkage. So Warkage trying to flood the board as much as possible, doing as much damage as possible as well. Lalasong does draw into a Druid of the Claw here, so if he can survive a couple more turns, he can get a good taunter out on the field to prevent Warkage's approach here. But Lalasong needs to take care of everything out on the field.
What to do?
Lalasong taking his time. So pretty much his option is, because he can attack with the spider tank, his option is either attacking in the Haunted Creeper with the spider tank and taking a lot of damage with the shapeshift, attacking into the leopard gnome, dropping him down to 25.
Time waits for no one.
Time does wait for no one, so Lalasong can also opt to draw into a card with that one. Does draw into the big game hunter, not that it's going to be too useful in this deck, but digging a little bit deeper in your deck, definitely not a bad thing, because it does eliminate those cards that you do not want. If you dig a little bit deeper into your deck, Warkage does have Kill Command available with 3 mana. Haunted Creeper plus Freezing Trap is available as well. And I feel that the best play for Warkage would be to play that Freezing Trap at this point and hope that Lalasong brings out something big and attacks with it. as far as Lalasong goes. Probably the best play regardless next turn is going to be coin into Piloted Shredder no matter what, unless he draws something extremely useful. Both players playing this relatively slow because of what's at stake, of course. Freezing Trap is going to be the card played by Warkage. Turn passed over to Lalasong, who draws into a Zombie Chow. And of course, health is not something you want to give over to your enemy at this point. Of course, if you're at these early stages of the game, it doesn't really matter too much, but if it really counts, you don't want to lose over 5 hit points given to your opponents.
I wonder.
Now, Lalasong considering his options. The 3 cards in Warkage's hand. Lalasong definitely with the card advantage here. And also has a little bit of backup here in the form of Ancient of Lore. His Spider Tank does get bounced back. The secret is going to be triggered. Warkage does not have a weapon to abuse that, so coin Piloted Shredder, the likely play coming out. Now passing over to Warkage, who draws into an Animal Companion, and 2 options really, either replying with his own Piloted Shredder or with an Animal Companion. Looks like Shredder is going to be the case, hitting Lalasong as well. And Lalasong with another Ancient of Lore, so just needs to survive 3 more turns and he can start ramping up really, really well. Seems like he does go for Shredder. Shredder. That is actually a very good card. The Wild Pyromancer now has to find a way to actually get rid of the Haunted Creeper, but can't really do it at this point. Warkage now also being a little bit pressured to take care of that one. Of course, his spells are a little bit cheaper, so his Beast, so you can do double Animal Companion at this point. So Sorcerer's Apprentice definitely the better boon at this one. Misha being dropped and another Animal Companion gonna be considered by Warkage. Is gonna go for the second Animal Companion. Double Misha coming out in favor of Lalasong. Sorcerer's Apprentice having done its job at this point in time, and Lalasong in a really hard spot to get over all of this. Has to sacrifice a Druid of the Claw at the very least to take care of one of those. Of course, if he does play it into its taunting form, it will survive a little bit longer, but then again, Warkage does have a kill command available and is just probably going to sacrifice one of those spiders or his Haunted Creeper to take care of that Druid of the Claw. Does get 2 spiders for that one as well, and that's a whopping 8 damage landing onto Lalasong. Mad Scientist joins the fray as well. And Lalasong, is there anything you can do at this point? Swipe, is that going to save you? I'm not even sure it will.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Lalasong drawing into Harrison Jones, and I just don't think that there's anything that he can do at this point. Looking at the damage on board, there's 12 damage on the board for Warkage, plus 2 from the steady shot for 14. And Lalasong can't even heal himself at this point.
What to do?
And he's considering his options here. If he can drop the Big Game Hunter and let it live successfully, then he might be able to do something. But Lalasong is pretty much out of mana to do any play he wants to. Harrison Jones looks like to be the card of choice for Lalasong. And Warkage, even more defenses built up. Sludge Belcher being the card pulled by him. Lalasong in a world of trouble here. Warkage can just keep on going offensively, but even then, so still decides to play it a little bit conservatively. Gets a secret out, heals himself up back to 30, another 8 damage landing, and that secret, that freezing trap is just such a nail in the coffin for Lalasong. Finds another Sludge Belcher facing off against him. Spider Tank being drawn. Lalasong might heal himself up back to 10, but it doesn't really matter too much. That secret's gonna trigger. Freezing Trap will bounce back the Harrison Jones, and honestly with Dr. Boom and Ancient of Lores and whatnot, there is just nothing that he can do. Will heal himself up back to 10, but doesn't even matter. Passes turn over to Warkage, who draws into a Glaive Zuka. Turn after turn, top deck after top deck. Warkage finally has the last laugh in this one and will be winning the Southeast Asia Legends Series number 12.